has those same conversations with this committee.
Fifth. That failed. Eastman and others involved were disbarred. That is the ultimate ignominy for a lawyer, and yet he is the one pushing these fringe arguments heading towards the Supreme Court tomorrow. I'm joined by Andrew Weissmann, former FBI General Counsel, Mueller prosecutor, and former federal prosecutor. Welcome, Andrew. There's the link here is a way to think about it, because Eastman's embrace of this argument tomorrow was so fringe that, as I mentioned, I want to read a little more of what Bill Barr said, that Trump cited Eastman to Barr, quote, someone who had this great idea about how you could eliminate birthright citizenship. I told him that was wrong. Trump kept invoking Eastman. I asked Eastman to come over to my office and explain it to me, and he did a very good job of it. This was at a time where people were testifying about that crime spree. We all lived through it. Does it matter, and is it revealing that it's this kind of figure pushing this tomorrow?
You know, it's one of those things where it could matter if there was any merit to this, but I love the way that you have phrased this, because you know, I hate to go out on a limb and predict what's going to happen, but let's just say widely within the legal community, the question is, how close to 9-0 will this decision be against the administration? And it's a real sign of where we are, that something that, as you correctly said, was so fringe is now, you know, in front of the Supreme Court. Every single judge, every single one that has had this issue, including judges appointed by Republican and Democratic presidents, have rejected it. The first judge, I believe, to hear this asked the DOJ lawyers, where were you when someone came up with this idea? Like, where were the lawyers in the room to say, you've got to be kidding me? This really is the kind of thing that, you know, the first year of law school, you would be able to look at this and go, that's not going to win. And so it is correct to really think about why we are here. And more than that, why would somebody want to push this idea? In other words, who are you appealing to by taking this position?
So when you're going to go to part two, I'll let you speak to that, but we'll put this back up on the screen, which is part one. When it says all persons born here are citizens, for a country like the United States, which was founded by immigrants and has this policy, there's no mainstream or counter precedent that all persons born here are citizens doesn't mean what it says. I mean, some language changes over time, but this is pretty clear cut, Andrew. And then go on to your point two, please.
Sure. Well, I want to make sure people understand what the administration's saying. One of the things that they are saying is that even if your parents are legally here, let's say they are here and they have green cards and they're in graduate school, just to put it in an academic setting so I feel comfortable. And while they're here in school studying math or law and they have a child, they're saying, no, that doesn't work because it's temporary. And so it means that even though the child is born here, that the Constitution, somehow you should read into it language that does not exist. And so it's not just saying that if someone came to the country illegally and had a child here, that they shouldn't have citizenship, although the language of the Constitution is they do. If you're born here, you're born here, period. It doesn't matter how your parents got here. And so this is one where I actually am viewing this very much as a litmus test for the Supreme Court justices to see, are there any justices who are going to be so enamored of the Trump administration that they're willing to actually say that this position is lawful, because it is one that has never, ever been accepted by any court, ever, in the history of this amendment.
We don't do a lot of predictions, but when I look to past cases, Thomas and Alito have been quicker to embrace losing fringe arguments even to their own legal disrepute, for whatever their reasons are. I don't know, as you say, whether this is enticing to them. But more broadly, the Trump administration seems intent on pushing these things to send their messages even when they know it's losing. I'll also mention that the ACLU has said, I'm just looking at this note, that they view this as an effort to change the demographics of the U.S., to really get more, if they were to win it, to get more control racially, is the allegation, at least from the ACLU.
Yeah, and even if they were to not prevail, because I don't think they will, I agree with the ACLU that that is a perfectly legitimate theory as to why this is happening. But even if they don't prevail, it is still signaling that kind of xenophobia and racism to appeal